Everybody, this is Texas Tiger Diggs, and I've gotten the same question asked of me maybe 3 or 4 times in the last couple of months. And that question was, do I need to upgrade from my Garrett AT Pro? And what makes that so difficult to answer, well, it doesn't make it difficult to answer, but sometimes it might make the answer difficult to handle for some people, is I've said this before, and this is my opinion, nobody else's, that the natural progression to upgrade from the AT Pro is probably going to be Deus, E-Track, and Safari. Or those in that range are the ones that you're probably going to be upgraded. And the thing is, Garrett did a very interesting thing with the AT Pro. They designed it so well that they may have pretty much blown out their ability to compete to a high degree at the mid to high range from, say, above the AT Pro to the 1,000 mark or slightly above. They pretty much knocked out that whole market because they created such a valuable machine here with the AT Pro. And I get people asking me what's so special about it, and I thought I would answer. The notching on the AT Pro is probably only comparable to notching in the high range end of detectors. I don't recall enough about the V3i, but I do know you can create maps, etc. at the CTX 3030 and E-Track level and those related machines, and you can get some effect. XP Deus, you can create multiple notches, up to 3. So that is not quite as good as the AT Pro. And you know, I love the Deus. I'm not saying that the AT Pro is comparable to the Deus in performance, but I am saying that the AT Pro in its functions is very comparable to the Deus. It's not as configurable. You know, you can't configure tones, things along those lines. The Deus has got so many different configurations that usually the best way to use the Deus is to borrow somebody's expertise who may have been spending a lot of their time studying it and adopting their programs to your use. It's that difficult. But what you have here with the AT Pro is you have a great machine, a machine that I believe pretty much blew Garrett out of the mid-high range market because they did so much with this machine. Now, one of the things is modes. I'm in standard mode. I can go coins. I can go 0. And that's a difference because 0 is not a straight all metal with the AT Pro. And that's considered a drawback. Garrett handled that drawback with the AT Gold. But because they added function with the AT Gold, they crippled it in other ways. You do not have these points of discrimination that you have with the AT Pro. Because if they had done that, they would have pretty much devastated the sales of the AT Pro. I'm not saying that's wrong. That's a smart marketing decision. So what we've got here, for instance, you have I don't know, 12 or 13 points of discrimination. I didn't count it before, but I know they're there. So you have multiple points of discrimination here, and you can discriminate on any of those points, any you like, in any number or any combination. That's unique. That's among the machines I've owned. There may be another out there that can do that. I don't believe so. I haven't seen it, and I haven't read about it. So that makes it special. You can change, like all the rest. You can hit pinpoint and sensitivity, and sensitivity plus or minus. You can change. You can frequency adjust. Iron audio, so you can hear iron as well as good targets, which helps you discriminate against rust being an issue when you're looking for a target. If you hit that iron audio and you get a good signal, it may be a silver dollar on top of a rusty bar. Chances are it's a rusty bar with the confusion that rust generally gives to detectors. Now, another thing Garrett did is the standard mode makes this act like the 350 and the lower range of the Garret products. It has the greater power, but it allows you to emulate those, so it makes this the natural progression point for the #1 selling low-end detectors, the Garrets. So they got a route straight up to the AT Pro. Great marketing there as well, and great design. And you can also, by touching the mode button, take it to the Pro Custom, Coins, and Zero mode. The pre-configured mode for coins, the pre-configured mode for zero, which is as close as you can get to all metal in the Garret AT Pro. Basically, this is the native mode for the AT Pro, and you can, if you hear, it's gotten a little bit more reactive because it's more, to some degree, it's more sensitive in the Pro Custom mode. You now have the ability to determine by the volume of the signal, a VCO, like the depth of the target. So this is the full mode, which is what separates this from the AT Pro from the previous standard versions of the lower end Garret AT line. It has 2-inch, 4-inch, 6/8-inch coin depth. Nothing really special about that. You see your battery charge meter over here. Yeah, nothing super about that. But at this point, you don't need anything else super. You have got a machine that can discriminate and that can use notch. And I do use notch because I detect sites multiple times. I don't find notch a problem. If you're going to hit a site one time in athletic field, I can see no notch. Then you want to see everything and you want to dig great majority of targets. But if you're in an environment where you're going to go back, sometimes you just don't want to see another pull tab. You don't want to see another modern pull tab. Some people call them square tabs. And you will simply get rid of those. And you might just be tired of zincs that particular day. You know you're coming back, so what's the big deal? So let's just say you're not going to do this. I can go put this. That is a shield penny, so that is definitely a zinc. You do that again. Didn't hit it quite on the head, and I've eliminated that. Now I might still get a little information here, but the high signal is gone, and you're not getting much signal at all. See, it's affecting the notch right beside it. I eliminate that. Now, this wonderful little zinc is all the way gone now, and I can look for other things. Now, what that means is I might miss some of the larger rings. So I'm only getting a scratch signal. I might miss some larger rings, but that day I'm just frustrated. I don't want to mess with anything. I am tired of digging crap. Then I'm just going to be able to avoid my fun little zinc here for a while. So, that's why I love the Garret. Now, I'm not saying that there might be other mid-range detectors that might be deeper. The macro racer might indeed be deeper. In fact, I would probably consider it a deeper detector. But I also consider it a detector I can't do that with. I can frequency adjust, etc. But those multiple notches, I can't do it. The F19 is a very good detector. It's actually more expensive than the Garret AT Pro. But multiple non-contiguous notches, I can't think of a way to do it. I had the F19 for an extended period of time. Cannot figure a way to do that. You can notch out some areas, but I don't know a way you can do more than one, and you certainly can't do that many. So, that's the special thing about the AT Pro, and why I have not even considered ever letting it go. Why it's the third of the three Musketeers, followed closely and almost a tie with the fourth Musketeer, which is the macro racer. Love them both. If anything is a tie, that'd be those two. The first two are, of course, the Safari and the, not in that order. The DS is 1, Safari is 2, the AT Pro is 3, and the macro racer is 3.1 or 3.01. They're very, very close. So, I just wanted to do this quick thing, and I'm swinging my wonderful little zinc in front there, and I'm still not getting it. So I'll miss a lot of stuff there, but I'm just not in the zinc mood that particular day. And with the hot weather we've had, this is August. I'm making this video in 2015, one of the hottest, not one of the hottest summers, one of the hotter summers we've had in Texas. So once in a while, I am not so likely to dig a majority of mid-range targets. I try to look for nickels and I look for higher targets. When it gets into late September, I will consider expanding that range to everything, but not until it gets a lot cooler, or the age fairy comes along and makes me 30 years younger. Then I would consider it. In any case, that's all I've got.